Hi, my name is Lampy Moth, and today I'm going to teach you how to export your Live2D model as well as all the toggles into VTube Studio. Without further ado, let's begin. Now, this is going to seem very intimidating at first, but I'm going to show you that it's really simple. All you got to do is go to the top left corner where it says File, click on that. When clicking on that, you'll see all these options pop up. Don't worry about all of those, just go all the way down to near the bottom where it says Export for Runtime. And when you scroll down to that, you will see 3 more options have popped up. Do not worry about those either. Just go to the one at the very top there where it says Export as MOC3 file. Once you got there, click on it. And then a new window will pop up. Once that new window pops up, you'll see all these complicated and confusing things, and you'll probably be wondering what on earth is all of this. Again, do not worry about any of that stuff. Just go down to the bottom where it says OK and click on OK. Once that happens, it'll ask you where you want to save all your stuff. You're going to want an individual folder specifically for these files to be exported to. So let's make a new one right now. We're just going to name it after the model, NIVAA. We're just going to name it that. Maybe put model on top of it as well. We put save. Now, once you've exported your Live2D model into the respective folder, let's say you don't have any toggles for said model. This part's going to be real easy then. All you have to do is copy said folder, go to the VTube Studio folder, look for the file that says VTube Studio Data, click on that. Once you find that, you're going to need to look for the folder that says Streaming Assets. Once you click on that, you're going to see more folders. Oh god, there's a lot of folders. What we're going to need to look for is Live2D models. That's where you're going to want to drop your folder into. Now let's say you did have toggles for your model. Well, then we're going to need to take a few more extra steps to export the entire thing. What we're going to want to do is click on the orange file that says G. That shows your Live2D model and all that. We're going to click on that. When we click on this, a new program will pop up called Cubism Viewer. Once you got to this program, what you're going to want to do is go to the top left corner next, where it says File, click on said file, and what we're going to want to go for is Add. And you'll see a couple things there. You'll see Pose and Expression. We want to click Expression for this one. So let's click on Expression, and a new tab will pop up, and it'll ask what sort of name you want for the expression. Considering the last video that we showed for the toggles was adding a shadowy effect to their face, let's go with that. Let's call this one Shadow, and then we'll put OK. Once we get to that, we're going to go to our expressions folder that just popped up, and the shadow expression will be there. Let's click on the shadow, and when we do, you will see all of our parameters from before when we worked on the Live2D model. And what we're going to want to look for is the parameter that has the shadowy effect, which we just found right here. It says shadow. Click on shadow, and you will see that the little dial has popped up. We just want to move this all the way to the right, and boom, the shadowy effect will be there. Once we got the shadowy effect done, all we got to do is go to File, click on File, and go to Export. And from Export, what we want to find is All Expressions Motion. Click on that. Once you click on that, the tab will pop up, and you're going to want to look for your respective Live2D model folder. Once you found that folder, you'll have all your files set up in there. You're going to want to make a new folder specifically for your expressions. And you can either call that expressions or toggles, whatever works best for you. I'm going with expressions for this. Once we got expressions, we click on that, and that is where our files will be exported. Now that we got that done, you will see that in your expressions folder, your shadow toggle will be there. And once you got all of that done, you could actually close everything and go to your VTube Studio program. Once you're in VTube Studio, you're going to want to double click on the screen and go to the top option that shows a little humanoid figure. Click on that. We're going to look for the one that we just imported right now. You could also type it in to look for that specific model. Once you found your model, click on that, and it may take a moment, but your model should eventually pop up, and you will see a window pop up right here where it asks if you want to put auto setup for your Live2D model, add auto setup, or if you know what you're doing, you can set it up manually. But for me personally, I always like to start with auto setup. Click on that, put OK, and now the model moves, all of that stuff, all based off of the rig that you set up. With one small exception, which is the lean back and the lean forward and all that stuff. Yeah, if you don't like any of that stuff, click on your settings, the pink gear right there, and go to the square that shows the little figure as well as a gear next to it. Look for movement configuration on your right, turn that off, then boom, model no longer moves back and forth or shrinks and any of that sort of stuff. Now, for your toggle, what you're going to want to do is double click on that, go back to that gear, and look for the little clacker at the top left corner. Click on that clacker, and you will notice that there is absolutely nothing there. That is no problem at all. Just click on that plus sign. You'll have a new tab that pops up. You could either name that whatever you like. For this case, we can name it Shadow. You don't even have to name it if you don't want to. But let's just name it Shadow for now. And then go to the hotkey action. Click on that. And you will see a bunch of options pop up. Play animation, idle animation, set expression, yada yada yada. We want to go to set and unset expression. Click on that. Put select at the bottom right. Click on set expression, and the one that will pop up is the only one that you have there, or maybe you have others. But for this case, we have Shadow. So we click on Shadow, we put select, and then key combination. Put whatever key you want. What matters is your preference on that. Or in our case, we're going to put just number pad 1, and then we'll put done. And whenever you want that toggle to work, just hit that, hit the key that you selected it to, and then boom, it pops up on the toggle. And that's about it. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. That is the conclusion of the Live2D rigging tutorial basics. We will have more rigging tutorials in the future, so look forward to that. We will also have digital art tutorials if you're interested in that as well. Well, take care now.